Why, hello there. Oh, God. It is another year has gone by. And we're back on this shit again, eh? Hello, Gianni, Skullbot, Unknown. Tommy, Ramhard, Raka. I hope you're all doing good. Hello, Mace, you too. Okay. Straight into it. You know what this is. We've done this before. Every year, Superstream September. We do extra shit in September. Not gonna wear my glasses. So, we always start with this, right? The default extras. The things that we're gonna do no matter what. Nothing else matters. This will happen nonetheless. There is going to be streams every single day of the month, bar the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. Because I have to take those off because a friend is coming over. So we are going to have streams, bar those 3 days, every single day of the month. For those 3 days, it will be decided by a poll that I'm going to put up in the Discord server after this announcement. For if we want to do those 3 days early, so Superstream September starts in October. Don't worry about it. In October? That's the wrong way around. In August. Don't worry about that. It's just going to start 3 days early, and then we'll make up the time, take those days off and ignore them. Or I add the time that those would account to the timer and start with the timer at a higher amount, you know? Streams will be 1 hour longer each week. So week 1 will be baseline 7 hours for all the streams. Week 2, 8. Week 3, 9. Week 4, 10. With those 2 final extra days counting as just part of the 4th week, so 10-hour streams. That will be minimum always happening. And then the game redeems that most people know what they are at this point. One of them, at the very least, will be free for someone to go into. If people have already redeemed games, they'll have less chance of getting it. People who haven't redeemed any games will have higher chance of getting it. Same as we've done in the previous years. Yeah? Only did that last year. The default games, this is before any game redeem logic is taken into account. If no games are redeemed the entire month, this is what we're playing, is basically what this is. On Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. In the early slot, Old School RuneScape. In the late slot, Monster Hunter Frontier. Simple. On Thursdays and Fridays, in the early slot, the Dark Souls 3 Uchigatana only run. Or, when that is completed in potentially a single stream, because Dark Souls 3 is very short. Any of the other non-Monster Hunter Challenge runs will be in that slot instead. The late slot is going to be either RuneScape or Frontier, depending on which ones have a chance to be played in other parts of the week. So if I reveal Saturday, Sunday, the early slots are going to be the Lies of P DLC, followed by the 4U run is what it currently is, but if we finish the 4U run, then it'll be Frontier. So, for the late slot, Thursday, Friday, if we've already played Old School RuneScape and we're not going to play any Frontier, it'll be Frontier. If we've already played both, it'll be Old School RuneScape. That's the logic. If it gets replaced by something else, it's been replaced by something else. That's just how that works, you know? This shit. I'd like to preface that it has been 3 years that we've been doing this for, and I still hate doing this. I hate this shit. I do not like asking for money. This is the one of 2 times a year I would kindly ask if you have the money to spare or the time to spare just to leave the stream up and running and stuff, if you could throw a little bit my way, I would appreciate it. But for doing so, I will give you stuff in return. For any of those three things, 5 gifties, 10 donations, or 15,000 channel points, you can make me do something of your choice in the game that I am either currently playing or one of the games that I am playing on the week for up to half an hour. Or if it's something that's just like, you know, throw yourself off a cliff, then it's done. Once I've done it, I'm not going to throw myself off a cliff for half an hour. That would be fucked. And that's something that would just happen as a baseline. It's going to go in there as a channel reward redeem and all that stuff. The reason why the donation logic earns out cheaper than the gift sub logic is because I get more money from the donations. Simple. As it says there, if we're in multiplayer or something, taking a cart can very much ruin the quest, potentially, and I don't want to ruin other people's experience. For example, if there is something like RuneScape, as we had a conversation about recently, deleting my entire bank kind of ruins the entire game. I'm not gonna do that. So that's not the type of thing that I will consider like griefing, basically. Not allowed. The important one, and the one that people care about, however, for the cost of €15 plus the price of the game, you can make me play said game. Simple. It has extra rules beneath it, but it's simple. It's 15 now. Yeah, but it's euros instead of pounds. So functionally it's like €2.50 more or something. It's like a titch bit more. To not have one person just dominate all of the slots straight away, if they just have like spare money, you know. Then it will be at any one time, unless like only one person at all has ever redeemed any games, one person is only going to have 3 slots. So, because Raka has expressed interest to redeem a lot of stuff, let's say they redeem like 5 things all at once, and it's taken up all the time slots, basically. If someone else redeems something, that will take priority instead, so that it can't be just like all of it. And the person who gets there first, however, does have like their choice. So if Raka redeems something, then Mace redeems something, but they both wanted the same slot, Raka gets it. If the game is of a digital nature, such as on Steam, if you can check on Steam database, SteamDB, and that game goes on sale every single event and it's always half price, you can give me the half price amount for it, and then easy. Right, done. I'll have to wait until it goes on sale to purchase it, but that works. That's fine by me. If it's a game that would require emulation, I will need to be able to buy a physical copy of it. And you can, let me just do this real quick. You can do that with this website that I will link. Hopefully it links in English. Let me do this. Does it still give you stuff in? It does. Cool. Here you go. That website is basically Sweebay, Swedish eBay, which you would be able to find any physical copies of games at. The time slots are just the normal game slots, Gianni. Like we have like Monday early, Monday late, Tuesday early, Tuesday late. Just that normal logic. So let's say Raka wants to redeem Expedition 33. They could have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday late. And that's 3 slots. They couldn't have all of Monday, all of Tuesday, all of Wednesday. Any slot is possible, correct. The game given to me has to have a goal of some sort. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, and it doesn't need to be something that would be considered to be the end of the game either. For example, with certain games, let's go with something ludicrous like the Final Fantasy MMO, whichever one that one is. I don't know what number it is. Completing the entire story and all of the DLC stories, and then also doing like raid bosses on top of that at the end. It's gonna take a wee bit more than 80 hours. So you could just be like, get to this point where this quest happens. Something like that is an idea of a goal, right? However, it has to not be a challenge run, functionally, where it's like using only sword and shield and without healing at any point. Get to the end of Monster Hunter Frontier. No. Monster Hunter isn't allowed anyway, but that's not the point. No. That's a wee bit much. It's a wee bit much. Not safe for work games is relatively self-explanatory. Meme games is like, you know, there was a thing for a while back where every fucking streamer and their sister was playing some Barbie horse cleaning game or whatever the fuck that was. Yeah, like that. Hatafu Boyfriend was a meme game for a while. No. Let's try and keep it above board to some degree. And it can't be Monster Hunter, because let's be honest, I play too much Monster Hunter. And it can't be Fire Emblem, because at the moment, I think I would euthanize myself if I had to play another Fire Emblem game right now. So we're gonna say no to that one for a little bit. Multiple people redeem their rotation in the redeemed games you play per week? Yes. If I understand you correctly. Let's use Raka and Mace as an example again. If Raka wants Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday lates, and then Mace wants Friday, Saturday, Sunday lates, all of those slots will just become the redeemed games. If people fill up all of the slots with redeemed games, then all of the slots are redeemed games. That's how it is. At least for during September time, that's how it is. That's what we'll be doing. Clicked into the wrong window. This, however, is something we have been used to at this point. I've done this before. You know what this is? At this point, when you, when I earn actual money, so like for the game redeem, I earn some euros. You certainly can, Raka. Every 15,000 channel points will add some time to a timer. Every euro that I earn will add time to a timer. And that time onto the timer, however, this year, is going to be used a little bit differently. If you read the tiny bit of subtitles at the start like Mace did, you would have read that this is the year I will regret. And that's because the timer is going to be used during September this year. Not only will I be streaming every single day of the month, bar those 3 days, the timer will be used to make all of those streams, if possible, up to 12 hours long. I can't do a subathon because I would fucking die. But what I can give you is 12-hour streams every day for an entire month, potentially, bar those 3 specific days. So I can't really give you a hard set time when streams are going to start. That is not something I can do, because what I'm going to do is at the end of the previous day, at the end of, like, say today, if I was streaming for September, I would be like, right, we've got 4 hours on the timer. And week 1 is 7 hours normally, so tomorrow's stream is going to be 11 hours. Timer resets back to 0. Tomorrow it builds its way back up again. Or if the timer's on like 20 hours, clearly the stream's for the next little bit and 12 hours long. And that's how this is going to work. If there is any leftover time at the end of September, we will make streams 8 hours long after September until March or until the time runs out, as we've done previously. That's the normal timer logic. That's the one that's the big one this year. This and the combination of every single day. That's why it's going to be a lot. Specifically because I am very hating of the fact that I am actively doing this to ask people for money. I do not like it. It's not something I enjoy doing. I like to put some of these reward thresholds in, and I can never come up with anything fun for them, so I've just tried, but failed, probably. Can we move on, please? Hello? Why do you always get stuck on this one? It's so strange. If I get up to a total of 300 euros over the entire month, it lets me replace all the light bulbs in the kitchen, which is a problem we've got at the moment because they're really fucking expensive light bulbs, so that would be great. But specifically the reward is going to be making the 29th and the 30th, regardless of redeemed slots up until that point, this will override it, to be Monster Hunter multiplayer. The first day in 4U, and then the second day in World, and we'll get people in from our community, whoever wants to do it, just to play the multiplayer. On that Monday, Tuesday is what that's going to be. 4K for GU. You are incorrect. For 900, if we get to that point, I will add another 2 free games to be added to the end of the month ones, which is for people, hopefully otherwise, who are unable to afford them, have the highest statistical chance of receiving them. So that people who otherwise couldn't redeem games have a chance to redeem them. People who have already redeemed games can still put into this and have a random chance of receiving it as well, but they are going to be way down the list in terms of priority. Let's say Mace redeems one game and Zale wants to redeem and hasn't redeemed anything. Both of them will be put in, and it will be like 75% to Zale and 25% chance to Mace, and we'll just roll RNG at the end of the month for all of the relevant games. Don't do this. Don't do this. Just don't. Just don't. For channel points, if we go to 1 million channel points, I will add another of the free game redeems to be done for the end of the month. That's basically the plan. Nice and simple, that one. If we get to 2.5 million points for channel points, I will do 12-hour streams in October on Saturdays as well. Specifically, RuneScape in the morning, Frontier in the latter half. The only one that won't count for this is I'm going to take the first Saturday in October off to have a little bit of time to recover. And these streams will also not count towards like time reduction, basically. That's the plan. That's the idea. If we reach 75 million channel points, we won't, which is why I'm never going to reveal the question mark redeem. You just have to redeem it. This is for the after the stream. I will take the 1st of October through the 6th of October off as holiday, so I can recover. Because I think that's the correct word to use in this situation. And Monday and Sundays obviously will go back to being time off streaming. So if people have redeemed games specifically for those slots, hopefully they've done it for more than just those slots. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do that. If someone wants both Saturday and Sunday, obviously I can still do Saturday at that point. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get through the game, that's all. But that's it. The only thing is left is if anyone has any questions that I can answer for you about what's going on, anything you want to know, any of that sort of stuff, hit me with them. Hit me with them. Hello, Miyabi, welcome. Hello, Jordan. It's a pleasure to see you both. How you both friggin' doing? Let me just, why does this not... Why are you so weird? Stop being so weird. Let me do this and just, go back to this one, because this was the question. Thank you very much, Jordan. That's very kind of you. That's badass, Miyabi. Hell yes. I'm mad jealous. Archery's fun as fuck. Archery is fun as fuck. How am I doing? I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? What times would a 12-hour stream have so we know the outer bounds? Good question. So the current start time is... What? 12. 12 my time. Middle of the day. And the current end time is 8 o'clock my time. They would go from 9:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night. Which I will put into the Discord later in Unix time, so it automatically converts it to your local time zone on your PC. Oh, 9:30 until 2100. 21:30. OSRS Escape. Is that under 80 hours? I don't know if that's under 80 hours. It could be. I don't know how long stuff takes tonight. I feel like the requirements to meet that would not be able to be possible. The redeem to make me do something for half an hour will count for every game. Correct. Even if it is something that people are... have redeemed. But it will fall under the same logic of, like, if this would ruin the experience, then it's not allowed. How can you walk properly? I got it taped up, Jordan. You know how people have people who do cosplay have like pasties and tape so they can hold the scantily clad dresses to their chests? It's like that. Just don't worry about it. I can't guarantee stream times. Can someone request a game not start before X times? Correct, yes. Because the slots would start at 09:30, for example, if the person can only make it by 12, and they want to make it like 6 hours long from 12 till 6, they can request that time. That's fine. It'll just be a free segment stream. So if it was on a Monday, we'd have like 2.5 hours of RuneScape, 6 hours of the redeemed thing. Did I do that math correctly? 3 hours of RuneScape, 6 hours of the redeemed thing, 3 hours of Frontier. As an example. That is perfectly okay. Please play Under Magnolia on Friday and Saturday. Don't start before 3 PM on Friday. You can do that. It's gonna make the schedule fucking insane, which is gonna be hilarious, but you can do that, yes. British people love archery, it's very true. It's because it's cool as fuck. How much sawdust could you put into a Rice Krispie treat before people start to notice? Ask, Cadbury's. They know. They used to put sawdust into the chocolate bars. They have the answer. And cocaine, but that's not important. I think that's it though. If no one else has any other questions, that's the brief thing. It wasn't long. It doesn't need to be long. The pokey music is starting to grate my ears. Oh good, the playlist just came to an end. Look at that. There we go. I'm gonna switch to this one. It's Kafara instead. Just to give one quick speed run through again. Streams every day of the month bar 3 days. They'll get default longer all the time. A free game at the end for someone who puts in for it, left to random chance. Default games are those ones. Your redeems are on that page there. Make me do stuff for up to half an hour, or redeem a game for me to play with some restrictions. The timer will take part inside of the month, going up to 12 hours. Why does this... Why this spreadsheet is cursed? I made this and it's fucked. It's a PowerPoint, it's not a spreadsheet. There's your redeem thresholds. Don't look at the last one for each of them, they're not real. I added there to meme. Ein, they're there for memeing. For memeing, Ein. I'm talking to you. You hear me right now. There's your post super stream stuff. What's the largest mammal you think you can knock out with a single punch? Human being. Are we mammals? I think we are. Are we mammals? I think we are. We are mammals? Good. A human being. Because anything else, I'm shitting myself and running away. That's bigger than a human being, I don't want fucking nothing to do with it. We birth living creatures and we lactate. Is that the classification logic? Huh. Live birth is not necessary because of the platypus. It's having hair and lactating. Oh. What an unfortunate series of classifications. Have hair, lactate. Uncomfortable. What if a bald girl lactates? Subhuman? It's called alopecia. No, that's the skin color one. What's the hair one? Is it alopecia? Ayy, what's the skin color one? Vitiligo. Thanks. I'd look gay if I cosplayed as Robin Hood. Do I not anyway? It's my question there. If I had to milk a dinosaur, which one would you milk? I don't know many dinosaurs. One of the flying ones, because I think it conjures the funniest image of it attempting to fly away. And just in the sky. Hence, bats are mammals. Neat. Bats don't have a ton of hair, but yeah. Not dinosaurs if we're being picky. The flying ones? They're still dinosaurs, aren't they? Like... What? True, Lutsky. Nobody said it had to be a lot of hair. True, true. It just has to be hair. We don't really have a lot of hair. This is beyond the point at this point. I think that's me. That's me done. It's all over. We give it up. Yeah, that's why I need to end the stream, Gianni, because it's cursed as fuck. I will be back on Tuesday with the normally scheduled logic. Otherwise, check the Discord server on that one there for extra information, which I will be uploading once I end the stream here. And throw any questions in there at me if I didn't answer them here, or if you come up with them later. This will be uploaded, pardon me, to YouTube after it has had a chance to stop being Twitch shittiness. And I will see you whenever I see you next time. Till that point arrives. Have a good one. Toodaloo.